Hi, my name is Gemma Robson. I'm an artificial intelligence student at Northumbria University. This year was the first year that Northumbria teamed with Microsoft Learn to provide the students with an opportunity, a huge opportunity, to get accredited for Microsoft fundamentals. Now, it's the artificial intelligence fundamentals exams that we've been put through, and I want to tell you a bit about my experience with doing that. Um, it's a huge opportunity. Microsoft Azure has so many different aspects to it. There's so much you can actually do with that. I've got no coding experience, no um, computer science background. So I was starting from scratch basically. So I was trying to learn a new system that had various different functionalities that could be used for all sorts of things. And we were learning through learning paths, which have modules, and you complete each module during the learning path. It's nice little steps. You can pick it up and leave it. You don't have to go through the whole learning steps, the whole thing itself straight away. You can do some of it and stop and go back to it. So you're learning at your own pace. It's really convenient like that. So Microsoft Azure has so many different packages available. So there's so much to learn. There's so many learning paths to choose from. But they're all very well organised, and you can see which one you need and what benefit it is to you by just checking out the website and having a look at what each exam represents, what you're going to learn from it, if it's going to be any good for yourself or not. Um, so, as I said, the learning paths are divided into modules. You can do one module at a time. It's very easy. There's a lot of explanations. You can't really get lost with it. Um, and once you start on the path, you just seem to want to continue with it. So, for example, if you were to use Microsoft Azure and understand how to go about that, there's so many different things you can do. You can create a chatbot that can be published and used through different platforms, for example, Microsoft Teams. So you can create your own very own chatbot service, just like the ones that you see on the internet or the ones that you see on shopping websites. You can actually create your own without needing to use code. The code's provided for you. So as a non-coder, I was able to pick that up really quickly. It's so adaptable as well. You can do things like analyze social media. So you can, if you want to know how popular a brand is or what the current trends are, you can use a form of language processing using sentiment analysis, key phrases. You can train a model to search through some data that you give it so that you can find out what people's views are on certain trends and what is popular at the moment. So if you are, for example, researching for a business, it's ideal for that kind of thing if you want to find out what the public actually thinks and feels. You could do various different things. You could use the visual platforms, Microsoft Computer Vision to detect images. For example, if you're wanting to detect how many cycles there are on the street, you can use Microsoft Vision to be able to identify how many it can see. It does that automatically for you. You can also develop speech recognition system that will recognize your voice, or it can, for example, transcribe your voice to text, which would be very useful if you are, for example, writing a novel or writing a story and you don't want to type it out. You just speak and it will transcribe that into text. It will also transcribe the text into speech. It can synthesize speech as well. So that's just another thing you can really do with Microsoft, and the knowledge that you have. My favourite part about learning about how to use artificial intelligence systems through Microsoft Azure was learning the machine learning studio. I liked the way that it was so very visual. You had a palette there, and you could see what modules you were putting together to create an algorithm to provide a system, for example, a classification system to classify apples and oranges from images. You can you can just click and drag your modules together, and change things and run them. You can score your model, you can evaluate it, you can create an inference pipeline and publish your actual system once you've trained it, for other people to use as well. I really enjoyed that part of the learning experience, being able to play about with stuff like that. I think it's very well organized, and I do feel that for someone without any background and experience like myself, it was very, I found it very quick to pick it up and use it and understand it. There's so much help available as well. If you don't understand things, you know you can research them, you can look them up on the website as well. There's just no excuse not to be able to use the system and use it well, and to understand how to use Azure with the fundamental accreditation. It's a valuable thing to have. These days, there's going to be so much more movement into the artificial intelligence area, into automation, and Microsoft Azure certainly offers so many new and innovative ideas that you can use. It's all at your disposal. I would highly recommend doing the accreditation. Um, it's enjoyable. You learn so much for it. And it's something that I'm so pleased I've done, and I think I know it's going to be a great help to me in the future.